chances are most high school students are not thinking about their financial future. They're good at spending money, but not really saving it. As parents, though, now is the time to get them to start thinking about their financial success. Here with more now is Roy Paul, Executive Director of Sensibility. And great to have you on the show. Welcome to Daytime.
Good morning.
Good to be talking about this. Definitely the topic of, as a high school student, we mentioned they are good at spending money, but getting them to think differently can be a challenge.
Absolutely, and high school students are at that critical age, right? Many of them getting their first jobs, they're thinking about college, hopefully, and what they want to do with their futures, and they say, well, what do I do? What do I start? And for a lot of them, they come from low-income families. They're not talking about money at home or good money management skills, so that's what we do at Sensibility.
So now is the time to at least start that conversation. They may not come up with a great plan, but you got to start somewhere, you say.
Absolutely, at every facet of their life. So if they're talking about college, for example, I can't tell you how many young people, they sign up for student loans and they have no clue what their financial situation looks like. They don't say, hey, mom, dad, can you help me pay for my tuition? How much can you help me pay? All right, fine, you may not be able to pay for my tuition, but can you give me $200 a month so I know that I have something that I can rely on? Many people just go to college and figure it out as they go along. And that ends up in a world of hurt, especially with that loan portion, because they say, oh my God, the student aid office, they say you can take out $20,000, $30,000 a year, then you graduate, you get that 6-month grace period, and you get the bill. And it's sticker shock. You go, holy crap, I didn't know it was going to cost this much. No one said, hey, John, before you sign on this loan, know that you're going to pay back $1,000 a month when you graduate.
And nor do they know to look for whether or not that interest is going to start or when it's going to start. And as you're continuing through those college years, those loans continue to go higher and higher.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, a lot of people pay back student loans well into retirement. People never paying them off. There's so much money, they really don't know where to start. So if someone said to you when you took out those loans, you know what, you really can't afford to take out $20,000 a year. How about maybe taking out 5 and going to a state university or something like that?
Yeah. They're like, but why not? It's being offered. It's free money.
Exactly.
And I'm going to have all of this money to be able to spend and enjoy my life.
Right.
But you got to pay it back.
You got to pay it back.
And you also talk a little bit about credit cards and being very careful as students.
Yeah, it's such a tricky thing. I remember when I was in college and I got these solicitations for credit cards, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was at one point had 5 credit cards. You know why? I was like, what did I do?
Well, this one's not working.
How did I get all these cards? And I told my mother, she said, why didn't you tell me? And it's such a relatable topic because a lot of people just don't talk about it. You fill out the paperwork, you mail it in, you get the cards, and you don't say, hey, I got this piece of plastic. But it's something that's really critical because if you mess up your credit card rating, it takes you up to 7 years to figure it out how to fix it. So it can really damage you for the long term if you don't pay attention to it. And if you try to get a student loan in the future or a home mortgage loan or a car loan, those things can really affect your ability to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also mentioned too trying to develop a budget and then create that good credit report.
Yeah, I love the 50-30-20 rule. When you get a check, people always say, well, what do I do with it? How do I budget this? And we always advise 50% of the things you absolutely need. Your rent, your car loan. If you're a teenager, you're probably not paying rent, but maybe you pay your own car note. 30% on the things you want, going out for vacations, going out to hang with your friends, and then saving 20%. Whenever you get a check, take 20% and don't touch it.
All right, and you've got a great website, lots of information that people can go to get this conversation started.
Yeah, and we have a curriculum. If school districts, nonprofits want it for free, we don't charge anything. We give it to you for free.
Sounds like a great deal.
I think so.
That's an offer you want to take part in, right? Here is that website for more information. Never too soon to start having that conversation and get the talk started for your financial future. Roy, great to have you on Daytime.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.